Alright guys, you have been blowing up my comments and DMs with all these questions, and today we're getting into it, from boxing to my travels to just a little bit of me. Nothing's off limits. Some of these questions had me gagged, shocked, bamboozled. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm an amateur boxer. I'm turning pro, and I'm a content creator as well, and I travel. Okay, first question is, how would you recommend someone builds their brand? I have only been doing social media for about 6 months, and I've gained about 150,000 followers across my platforms. First, you start and you see what works, you see what people want to watch, and then you go on and you build your brand, right? So first see what people like, and then you kind of dig into that and see what more you can do with that. Don't overcomplicate it by trying to build like a brand, because you're not a brand yet. You're not even a known figure. How do you fund your lifestyle to train and compete? Work a 9 to 5. I go home in the summer and I work a 9 to 5, and I've been doing that for a little bit, but now I'm hoping to generate some income off social media so I don't have to go home and work. And would you date only boxers or just regular people? I have only really dated boxers. I don't really know if I want to date somebody who's not a boxer, but I definitely have also like talked to people who are not boxers, and I'm just super open to anybody that I like and can have fun with. So anything, I'll take anything. How do you balance boxing with normal life? For many years, I was trying to figure this out, because I obviously had like school as well as a full-time job. So one time I was in full-time job, full-time school, and then training for a competition. And you don't really balance anything like that. Like, I've just kind of accepted that now when I'm 18, I'm willing to work a lot and I'm willing to not have this balance. So in the future, I can. Age, height, and weight. I am 18, I'm 5'1", and I'm 51 kgs. How you deal with fame and we're not afraid of getting mocked by people because you make videos. I always think you should do whatever you want. I have never listened to anybody in my life. Like, my mom and dad told me that I would not like boxing, and they told me that I should not start social media. They told me that I should not do this and not that. And they're my mom and dad. Like, they obviously want the best for me. But sometimes people just aren't right for your future. So whatever people are saying about me being cringe on social media or whatever, I know my purpose, I know my future, I know what I have to do to get there, and I will do whatever it takes to get there, and I know my plans. Were you ever in a relationship? If yes, how did it go? As I've basically been in one real relationship. We were together for about a year. But it just didn't work out, and that kind of ruined things for me, because we were very good together, but just because of my career and everything that I do, these things just don't really work for me. What was the most influential thing to kickstart your boxing career? It was definitely my home shows, I think, in Iceland, and then my TikToks. Questions is, when is your next fight? I'm kind of just planning out my pro career, or when I will have my first pro fight. I'm nervous about doing my first amateur competition as I started social media, because I did one when I had like 15,000 subscribers, and people were absolutely crazy. Like, everybody was going up to me and telling me I'm the TikTok boxer girl. I want to get into boxing, but I'm scared of the health risk. Any advice overcoming this fear? I'm not going to tell you there are no health risks, but in the 8 years I've boxed, I've never ever broken a bone. I've never gotten a concussion. And as long as you have a good coach by your side, you should be pretty safe. Am I a virgin? Something like that, yeah. Something like that. How long have you been boxing? What got you into boxing? I have been boxing for 8 years now. I'm 18, and I started at 11, so I'm turning 19 in like 10 days or something. But yeah, what got me into boxing? I just really wanted to stand out. I just really wanted to be different. If you know me, you know I like to stand out. I like to do different things. So that's really it. Am I bisexual or straight? I am very much straight. How much do you guys get paid? Amateur boxers generally don't get paid anything. I'm very lucky that I've been paid even like a little bit from my fights. Mostly boxers don't get paid a lot. Maybe like pro boxers average get paid like, I don't know, like $2,000 per fight. What would you recommend to do while cutting weight? PS, stream on Twitch. First of all, I will stream on Twitch. I'm just trying to figure out how it all works right now, but I will stream on Twitch. I'm thinking of doing 2 streams at least in Britain. What would I recommend for cutting weight? I'm pretty good at cutting weight. I almost always, like, I've never missed weight, and I always am pretty much walking around in my weight. So I would just recommend trying to find a way you can be in your walking around weight. I would rather go up a weight class than cut a lot and be super drained. And it takes many, many years to realize that. But in amateurs, it just doesn't make sense to cut 8 kgs for a fight. I always track all my calories and I eat less than I burn. And that's how I get myself in that weight. So next question, would you visit the US again? If so, what would you do? I'm going to visit the US again. I'm thinking of going to Vegas and Miami to box. So I definitely just want to get loads of content while I'm there and train a lot. How many times do I spar a week? It's very different based on where I am. So I've had, in Denmark, for example, we sparred 5 times a week. But at my gym, we spar 2 times, like hard sparring a week. So it's just very different. Would you do OF and be a millionaire with 6 months? I feel like I could possibly be like very successful in 6 months and live very nice life. So I feel like millionaire with no respect for myself and successful with respect for myself. I would rather choose successful. I'm Christian, so I don't really want to do OnlyFans. I feel like that also really ruins your future and stuff like that. It's not something that's in the books for me. It's not something I'm even considering anytime or would consider anytime. So yeah, I just never really wanted to start an OnlyFans. I always wanted to be respected for me. I used to hate you and now I want to fuck you like crazy and possibly start a family. It's just crazy. First of all, if I would start a family, I would probably have to adopt because I am a boxer and I cannot have babies until I finish my career probably. But I don't want to have babies at that old, so I don't really know what I want to do about that. But yeah, this is just really, really weird. Like, that's just really weird. It's absolutely wild. If you could fully customize the flavor scent of your booty hole, what would you pick? I would definitely pick like the gasoline type laundry smell. I really, really like the smell of gasoline. Like, I feel like gas is one of the best smells in the world. And I feel like if I would fart that would just be so interesting. Like, I feel like any girl would pick like vanilla and strawberries. But I feel like if I could just like fart that like toxic gasoline smell, I feel like that would just be so cool. Do I plan on going professional? Yes, I do. I plan on going professional in 2026. Any idea of starting Muay Thai? I don't really want to start Muay Thai. I feel like people connect the like combat sports too much. Like, Muay Thai is so much different than boxing, and I would basically have to build myself from the ground up again to do Muay Thai. It also just doesn't make sense financially. There's not a lot of money, especially in Europe, for Muay Thai. Like, in my country, you can't even compete in Muay Thai. So yeah, it just doesn't really make sense. Alright, I feel like that's pretty much all I can answer today, but if you like the video and subscribe. It really helps me. And comment down below what you would like to see in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.